Remember the Wii U? Me neither. But apparently it was Nintendo's console that came out between the Wii and the Switch. Most of the best Wii U games have already been ported to the Switch, but there are a handful of really good co-op games that are still stuck on that system. Co-op games still exclusive to the Nintendo Wii U. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I tend to talk about Kirby games a lot on this channel. They're usually a fairly reliable source for co-op. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse can be played by up to 4 players. One player uses the Wii U gamepad and stylus to draw rainbow lines to lead Kirby through the stages. The other 3 players control Waddle Dee assist characters. I never got fully used to the feel of playing on the gamepad, so I mostly played as Waddle Dee for this one. As expected, the camera follows Kirby, so the other players can often get left behind if they're not paying attention. But I felt that playing as Waddle Dee was a lot more enjoyable. You use traditional controls and spend most of the time trying to clear a path for Kirby. I appreciate the unique control scheme for Kirby, but I always thought it was a little tedious. So if you're like me, maybe just find a friend that's okay with doing all the rainbow drawing stuff. Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land is a collection of mini-games that were made specifically to show off what the Wii U gamepad is capable of. 3 of those games can be played co-op. The first one is a Zelda game. Player 1 uses a bow and arrow on the gamepad, while players 2 to 4 use the motion controls of the Wiimotes to swing swords. The characters move forward automatically, and you are required to eliminate all of the enemies and reach the goal to complete the level. I thought this game was a lot of fun. My 4-year-old daughter loved being able to swing the Wiimote around. The second one is a Metroid game. You basically just eliminate the waves of enemies as they come towards you. The player on the gamepad flies around in a ship and shoots, while the other players run and fight on the ground. The ship is able to fly down and pick up teammates from below for somewhat of a co-op attack. This is another solid game. The third and final game is Pikmin. It's actually just exactly like a Pikmin game. The player on the gamepad takes the role of the Captain Olimar character and gives the Pikmin commands. The other players are larger Pikmin that are able to move and fight independently. So basically, if you like Pikmin, you'll probably like this too. Star Fox Zero. This is the part of the video where I tell you that Star Fox Zero was actually a pretty good game, and everyone was wrong about it. The main complaint was specifically about the controls. When playing single player, the controls are a bit overwhelming. You have to use both the left and right analog sticks while using the gamepad gyroscope at the same time. It's kind of a lot. But the way to fix this is by playing the game in co-op. Now the piloting tasks are split between 2 players. Player 2 controls the direction of flight, while player 1 does the shooting. Player 2 is also able to shoot their own gun as well, so you get double the firepower. The game isn't perfect. It really slows down towards the end, to be honest, but it offers a fun and unique co-op experience. So if you dismiss this one early on, I just recommend try it again with a friend. Affordable Space Adventures. Affordable Space Adventures is perhaps a hidden gem. It never got a physical release, so the only way to get it is from the Nintendo eShop. It's somewhat of a mix between a puzzle adventure game and a horizontal shoot 'em up. You're able to play the game 3-player co-op, with each player taking on the responsibility of controlling different parts of the ship. This is simple at first, and you might even feel like 2 of the players don't have much to do at times. But as the game progresses, you learn new abilities that help you navigate the world, adding to the list of responsibilities for each teammate. Before you know it, all 3 players will need constant focus and be required to work together with their various controls in order to successfully fly the ship through the obstacles. This is a really great co-op experience that more people should know about.
Rent your small craft today and get an extra 10% discount.
Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. This is pretty much the same as every other Mario Tennis game, so if you like that sort of thing, you'll probably like this. The co-op mode is fairly limited. There isn't really a story mode or tournament option or anything. You basically just pick 2 characters to play, then you choose the 2 enemies you'd like to have a match with. After that, it doesn't continue to another match, so you'll just have to manually start another one. It is definitely fun, but again, it's just nothing special. Yoshi's Woolly World. Much like with Kirby, I'm kind of a sucker for the colorful and often simplistic gameplay of Yoshi games. They can be really easy at times, but that's really never a complaint you'll hear me make. If anything, I'm truly an advocate for more game developers to just add a baby level difficulty. You know? Anyone else? Gameplay wise, this is pretty much the same thing, but what makes Woolly World stand out is the incredible visual style. Everything looks like, woolly fabric. It's a great design choice that I think will help the game hold up visually for years. I'm not sure if I prefer this one or Crafted World on the Switch, but you know, if you like Yoshi, you can't go wrong with either. Like all the other games on the list, you can only get this one on the Wii U. Sonic Boom. I have a confession. I don't think Sonic Boom is that bad. In fact, I kind of like it. Maybe it's due to the fact that with all the negative attention it got when it first released, it just really set my expectations extremely low. Then by the time I actually played it for this video, it wasn't nearly as terrible as I thought it would be. Sure, it's kind of just an average game. It's not doing anything new at all, but I feel like the main complaint was that it didn't feel like a Sonic game. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. Most 3D Sonic games aren't great to begin with, in my opinion. I liked how the co-op was implemented. One player is on the TV and one on the gamepad. This is one of my favorite functions of multiplayer Wii U games. You each get your own screen and don't have to limit television real estate with split screen. Feels like having 2 consoles in one spot. As far as the gameplay goes, I like that it's a story made around co-op. I like that it has you switching between characters to utilize their unique abilities, and no player is specifically stuck being any character. It actually has you trying them all out and switching back and forth. The laser grappling hook thing was fun in combat, and I even enjoyed the running parts. It's not a great game, but it's nowhere near as bad as everyone said. It's average. So all I'm saying is, like Star Fox, just maybe give this one another try. It's better than you might think. I mean, it was fun enough for me to want to circle back to it at some point to try to finish it.
What the heck are those things?
We fought some of them before.
What, without us? Oh, you know how much I like punching things.
Tank. Tank is a third-person tank battling game. At some point, the game became free-to-play with only a few modes available: Monster Battle, Free-for-All, and Team Versus. You can play them up to 3 times a day for free, then you need to purchase more time, I guess. I'm not a fan of this feature. I mean, probably most aren't. And from what I understand, the game didn't always use this format, so it's an odd addition. The story mode is also behind a paywall, so be aware of all that. Now, that being said, I played the monster mode in co-op and I enjoyed it enough. One player is on the gamepad and the other on the TV with a Wiimote. Controls and gameplay are incredibly simple. utilizing only the analog stick and one button for firing. Any vertical aiming is done automatically. You and your team of tanks must eliminate the waves of enemies, then fight a monster. That's all there is to it, really. In the story mode, I think you're able to power up your tank, but I wasn't able to try that out. Well, I just didn't want to pay for it. So, the monster mode is still fun, even if it is limited.
Tank!
So there are 8 co-op Nintendo Wii U games that are still exclusive to the console. Maybe we'll see some of these get a Switch port in the future, but for now, at least it gives us a reason to dust that old thing off. What are your favorite Wii U exclusives? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Smash that motherfucking like button, you little chode. Bebop, stop, pop, sweat, shotgun, rock, bar, up, flop, chop, slop. Co-op.